Can somebody with borderline personality disorder be trusted in a leadership role? That's what we're about to talk about next. Welcome to More Than Borderline with B. That's me. I am a Christian with borderline personality disorder, C-PTSD, ADHD, and I want to talk about Christians with mental illness being in roles of leadership. Now, I have been in roles of leadership so many times at different churches. And when I'm in a good place, I am sold out for God. It makes sense that I'm in a leadership role because I have a natural leadership personality. People really follow me either way. That's just when you are a natural leader, people are going to follow you, whether you're going the right way or the wrong way. It's just part of being a leader. Like, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, like, it's just part of being a leadership and having a strong, my highs and lows, right? Because we've talked about that, like the valleys and the hills of borderline personality disorder. Most personality disorders have the ups and the downs. And there has been times where, I am out of control. I am so far from God. I'm sure that people looked and said she was never really saved at all. I'm sure, because I thought that. I remember thinking, there's no way I was really saved. If I was saved, I wouldn't be back over here doing this craziness, right? And then I will come back to God and go through all the guilt and get completely humbled. And then I'm asked to be a leader again. And I even argued, like, you can't put me in leadership. You don't understand the stuff I struggle with. And the leader was like, who doesn't struggle? We all struggle. Like, this is where, I feel that you should be. So I have stepped into the role of leadership believing that I was answering a call and with a pure heart in the fact that I really did want to help people, and I felt like God had helped me overcome, and He had. But the reality of personality disorders is that it could lay dormant, you could be in remission, and then any more traumas that happen to the brain can affect that. And I really didn't fully understand that. With this last position of leadership, it wasn't like an official position. I was just stepping in where I saw it was a new church. It is a new church. I was stepping in where I felt like they needed help. But what I have learned after this last breakdown, I probably should not be in a leadership role at a church in that way, even at a ministry in that way. I have volunteered with so many ministries and churches over the years, whether it was Children's Hunger Fund, whether it was World Vision, not just sponsoring children, but also as a child ambassador with World Vision. I was a leader with Slavery No More. There was, I can't even think of all the different ministries that I've helped. And in the moment, I helped a lot of people. I helped a lot of children. I made a difference in that way, which is great. The issue is you can't rely on me to be like consistently there throughout the years, because my average Christian, I think, it talks about when they got saved and how that changed their life, and then they were called into this ministry, and then that was their new life. That's what they do. And I've been doing that for 20 years. I've been doing that for 10 years. And I think the longest that I was in leadership with hospitality and ministry, I think it was like 10 years or something, which is awesome. But here's the reality. My mind is fragile. And I was watching something the other day that was talking about how traumatic experiences affect the brain. And you guys have probably heard me talk about this before, but just like anything else in the body, too much pressure, it could break. And the psyche is no different. And once your brain has been broken to a certain extent, it can only be brought back so far. And this new person that I am now, I will serve God wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. I will try my best to represent Him well. It's not going to look amazing like I think it should, or like maybe it used to, because I'm not that person anymore. But I'm also learning and growing in a way that is humbling and makes me realize how much I had wrong and how much I judged people back then on things I didn't know anything about. And so what I've realized for me, you cannot put somebody who is mentally unstable in a leadership role for all these people to follow, because looking at the pattern, there's a pretty good chance they're going to fall again. Now, leaving the Mississippi, I don't consider that falling. I don't consider that backsliding or anything like that. I was just trying to save my life, to protect my peace, and to live through it all. But I did have to walk out on my church, and I had a role there where they depended on me, and that I do hurt for. I want to be someone people can rely on, but I also realize that I'm in a place right now where I'm just trying to rely on God moment to moment. I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate all of this. I'm broken. I'm hurt. But I'm also restored and have peace. And I know that's a very opposite thing, but that's how God works, because mental illness is real and I have it, and it is what it is. But I also have a powerful God who has blessed me with the ability to bounce back and find peace in Him and just look forward to what He's going to do. Lately, I have found myself struggling with not wanting to even get out of bed and feeling stuck and feeling like I ended up right back where I didn't want to be. But when I step back out of that, that's not actually true. That's the enemy. The truth is that God allowed me to be here for my husband during this time while he's dealing with the loss of his mom, and while his life is being turned upside down, and my life was turned upside down. And this is where God wants me to be right now. And so instead of feeling sorry for myself, I need to just be with God, and just, if I need to rest or take a time out, do that. And I encourage you to do the same. But I realize that I really should not be in a role of leadership in a church or in a ministry in that way, where they will need a commitment from me, because I don't know what God is doing with me. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't know how I'm going to react to the next trauma, the next tragedy, the next loss. And so as much as I know God has called me to be a leader, and maybe just by sharing and helping others through these videos, that's what that will look like. And I'm able to, the counseling classes that I'm taking to help coach others that are going through these same things, like, that is a form of leadership. But I don't think that somebody who is unstable mentally and emotionally, which often can translate into spiritually, should be leading any ministry at a church where they need to depend on them for the long run. Because if your pattern with your mental illness has been to be like this, then you can't be like a steady rock or leader for people who are looking for someone to follow, or they're going to follow you down here. Um, so that's what I got out of it, and I just wanted to share that because I always thought, well, no, I was called to be a leader, and I am a leader, and I end up being a leader at every church I go to. But I'm not even at any of those churches anymore. And I'm sure that every time I fell away, every time that I got knocked down, people were affected. And I need to think about others above myself. And so that's my 2 cents. I don't think that we should be in leadership if we have this kind of disorder. It doesn't, not that kind of leadership, not a leadership. Most leaderships call for stability. Now, a leadership within a group of other people who are mentally ill, who are going through the same struggles, maybe. But even then, like, how does that, I don't know. How was everybody affected when I up and moved to Mississippi? I don't know. But anyway, so that was just what I was thinking about right now. And so I was just sharing my 2 cents on whether or not I thought people with this kind of mental illness should hold leadership positions within the church. I know that it's different than sin. Mental illness is not sin. They are not equal. But mental illness can lead you down a path of sin and backsliding if you are not completely encompassed by the things of God on a consistent basis, which is why I try to be. So that's it. That's my 2 cents. And if you disagree, that's cool. Tell me why below. I don't think I know everything. I know for a fact that I don't know everything. This is just what I think from the experience that I've had. Tell me if you've had different experiences. And please, if you haven't, subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate it. Like I said, comment below on what you think. And I'll see you next video.